Hi, my name is Marianne Krasny, and I'm a professor at Cornell University, and I'm also the author of the Substack, Food, Farms, and Climate. And today I have with me in my office Hamid Nikzad from Afghanistan. And Hamid just recently completed his master's degree in our field of natural resources and the environment. So we were chatting a couple of weeks ago, and I was thinking about the Iran war and gas prices and food prices and fertilizer prices going up and how much we read about what's happening in the US. And then I thought, oh my gosh, if it's so bad in the US, what is it like in Afghanistan? And so I asked Hamid how his family was doing in light of the Iran war and the gas prices and the crisis. And Hamid's answer really opened my eyes to how devastating this crisis is, and in ways that are extremely sad in countries other than the US, especially countries that are lower income like Afghanistan. So I asked Hamid to share what his family is experiencing right now in Afghanistan. But before he does that, I wanted to ask you, Hamid, can you please talk a little bit about where you are from, what your family was like, what it was like growing up in, the way I understand it, a rural part of Afghanistan?
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Marianne Krasny, for giving this opportunity. As you said, I'm Hamid Nikzad. I born in Afghanistan and grown in Afghanistan. And I grown in a very rural area, which is very landlocked region in our country at the central part. And I grown in a very poor family. My dad and my old brothers were involved in agriculture to provide economic support for our family, and when I was a teenager, I was supporting them in terms of agriculture and other things. So when I was growing, I experienced a lot of environmental hardship or challenges like climate change. I didn't understand what is climate change. Even I did not hear climate change that time, but at the meantime I was experiencing that without knowing what is this. And my dad was trying during the night, during the day, every time to provide support for our education, for our food, for all other financial support for us. So on that time, the climate change was a little bit better than now, and my dad was involved with private garden or private agriculture, and he was growing almond trees and collecting the almond trees products and then sell this to the open market and then provide for us food and other supports. Yeah, that was very hard. I clearly remember one of very sad story in our country where during the first round of the Taliban in our country, our region was locked by that time political situation, and there wasn't way to import foods and goods in our regions. So that was very hard, and my dad was carrying wheat on his back on a donkey to a very, very far, maybe 100 kilometers far from our regions to mile this and bring food for us. So this was the hardest part that all of us, not only me, all our neighbors, our region experienced during the year and year. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, really appreciate you sharing your story of your family. And my understanding is your dad is still there on the almond farm. We'll talk about that in a minute. So in spite of all the challenges that you faced growing up in the poverty, you went on to the university, you got a degree in agriculture in Afghanistan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then afterwards, the way I understand it, you worked in a very beautiful area of Afghanistan, and you helped, or you co-founded, or you founded a national park. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. So let me tell a little bit more about my education and my attraction. When I was doing my bachelor's degree, I was interested in environment. At the meantime, I did my bachelor's degree thesis research around almond production and its impact on farmers' income in our district. So that was very interesting for me. The outcome of my research shown that more than 84% of farmers are rely on almond products.
In that region?
Yeah,
Daikandi province?
in Daikandi province,
Okay.
yeah. So that was very interesting. And then I started my job with Environmental Protection Agency in the country, and then moved to our village in our province, which is Daikandi province, and started job with the environmental protection in our province. And I worked there for 3 years. During these 3 years, I did a lot of work with environmental awareness, environmental protection, especially about climate change, and also natural resources and biodiversity preservation activities. And in Daikandi, this is a very landlocked and very dry area. At the meantime, there are some possibility or some capacity to restore it, or maybe build or improved for a better environment. We traveled around 10 districts of our province and to assess different capacity and natural capacities of natural resources to improve them. And finally, we were able to find 2 areas in our province and did the technical survey and did a lot of administration process and also technical survey and other things. And we studied the natural heritage and the natural resources in the area from flora and taxa and other things from different perspectives. And finally, one of this area announced as the national park by the central government in Afghanistan, which is full of almond forests. When you see the mountains and the everywhere, and most of these villages is covered by almond tree, which contribute to the people economic situation and other things. At the meantime, this forests contribute a lot for the environment, and people are very interested to preserve these natural resources to improve this capacity. And the second area we assessed and monitored was registered to the IUCN as a natural habitat for snow leopard.
Snow leopard,
which was very interesting. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. We were trying to continue this efforts, but unfortunately, the government fallen down by the Taliban, and we lost everything.
Can you tell us the names of the national park and was it UNESCO site? I forget what you said exactly, but the names of the 2 natural areas that you helped to put on the map, at least during the time of the previous government, and maybe they'll come back
Okay.
when there's a new government.
Okay, yeah. So one area is in Shahristan district. There are maybe 5 or 6 villages covered by a very high mountain areas. This mountain area are full of almond trees, and there are very unique name with all of these villages, but the area is named by the central government as the national protected area under the national park in Daikundi province.
Right, but say if I wanted to search this online, would there be a name of that national park I could search for?
No, because when we were trying to continue effort in this area, this was announced maybe at the beginning of 2021, but we did not have enough time to
make it official.
Make it online to the GPS or maybe to the online system. So we may be able to find this area, but not within a specific area, because it did not enter it to the GPS system and the geographic.
Yeah, and the second one that was actually recognized by
IUCN.
Oh, IUCN, sorry.
IUCN, yeah.
The second one, what was the name of that one?
Oh, yeah. That was in another district. There was a very high mountain we called Kurt, which is the part of Hindu Kush mountain. Yeah, so this is the natural habitat of the snow leopard and Hindu Kush mountain. This is distinguishable in our country.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to come back then to your family, who are part of this almond growing tradition and economic development through almonds. And I know that Afghanistan suffers very high rates of food insecurity. I read that they're up to, in 2025, nearly 70% people are food insecure. There's been quite a few floods as well as droughts. And now on top of this, we have the rising prices. So, specifically, when you talk to your family, what stories are they telling you about how this is impacting their ability to farm and to find food? And I wanted to mention that it's not just the Iran war. I think also the conflict with Pakistan right now is impacting how your family conducts their day-to-day farming activities and eating.
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, this is very hard for us to communicate, especially because of not covering the telecommunication network, or maybe there is no internet connection. And so these are restrictions. But at the meantime, I am trying to communicate with them maybe once per 2 months or 3 months. So this is very hard
I didn't realize it's that infrequent.
At the meantime, I am asking them, and there is very hard or maybe not good situation because of price surge and other things. So they explain that they will pay more than 50% as before, maybe 1 year ago, to buy some food, or maybe maybe more than 50% they should pay to buy some oil and other things for gardening or for heating system, for
What do you mean,
cooking
50% higher?
things.
Or
higher than
the prices have already increased 50%?
Yes, more than 50%.
And mostly due to the two conflicts that we've been talking about.
Yes, exactly. So I think, definitely these two conflicts have main impacts on this, because Iran conflict has definitely impacted the oil price and the gas price, and because there are some possibility to produce electricity by gas and oil, so definitely for electricity as well. But the the ongoing tension between Afghanistan and Pakistan is mostly impacted the food and all other goods. That people are
Inability to import
Yes.
food from
Yes,
Pakistan
because-
because it's blocked off.
Yeah, because more than maybe 5 to 6 months, all 4 or 5 borders to Pakistan are closed, so there is no import, either goods in terms of food and other basic needs. So this is very hard situation, especially in terms of medicine, because there is no good factories in our country to produce medicine. So this is very hard situation. Yeah, for medicine, you have to pay over maybe 100% higher than before. Yeah.
And in terms of the gas prices related, at least in part, to the Iran war, now your father on his farm, does he use tractors or fertilizer, which is also, of course, impacted by the blockade, or directly in terms of the farming? What is the impact on your father's almond farm?
Okay, so before maybe I think during after 2001 to 2008, which we had enough water, and there was enough foliage for animals and other things, for food for animals. So we usually use animals like cows for agriculture, to digging
For
the
power?
digging the area,
For
the land and other things.
plowing,
Yeah.
and so you use
Plowing and other
animal
things.
power,
Yeah.
essentially.
So after that, currently there is a very severe drought. There is no way to provide food for animals, so there is no cows. And people are usually using tractors, which handle it by hands, and at the meantime they works with oil. So during this crisis, they should pay over and over, or maybe more than 50%, to rent a tractor and plow their land once or 2 times in a year. So this made a lot of mistakes, a lot of difficulties in our country, especially in our regions, for my dad and for my other families. Yeah.
Okay, and one last question, is there also an impact, does your father use fertilizers, artificial fertilizers, in other words?
Yeah.
And so he's experienced a price increase for the fertilizers also?
Yeah, definitely, yes, exactly. Because before, when we had cows and other things, we used usually not chemical fertilizers.
Right.
But recently they use chemical fertilizers, and they are paying more than before for fertilizers as well. Yeah. So overall, all goods and other things, either this is in terms of agriculture, this is for food, this is for clothing and other things, you should pay more than 50% to buy it. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Hamid, and I wish your family the best. I'm sorry that they are suffering so much from not just climate change, but these global conflicts.
Thank you.
And I think, I and hopefully those watching really, really appreciate you sharing your story with us. And we wish you the best now that you've completed your degree at Cornell, and will be going on hopefully to a long and fruitful career, and hopefully someday it will take you back to your home province of Daikundi, and you can see your family and, see some progress there in light of all these different challenges. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.